green juice recipe here for you. It's actually the mean green on the Detox Mastery DVD, but we're taking it up another notch with the addition of turmeric. Now, I get many hundreds or thousands of emails per week, and unfortunately I'm unable to get back to everyone. So what I like to do is make these YouTube videos and consolidate. So for anybody who's having issues with pain or stiffness or flatulence or digestive disorders, heartburn, that type of thing, this is a really great drink for that. The celery is really good for the heartburn. If you have heartburn or indigestion, make sure that you're drinking 16 ounces of celery juice every day. Within 3 weeks, the sodium in the celery juice will start to really help you to build better acid in your stomach. Digestive juices or the inability to digest is from twofold. One, mineral deficiency, sodium, zinc, and phosphorus, which create the stomach acidity to help digest proteins and fats. And another thing is that people are eating too much. And for another thing, they're just eating the wrong kinds of foods. We've gotten to a place now where pretty much in general, we're consuming processed foods for the most part. That's why I recommend as much fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables, whole and unprocessed foods as you can fit in. So start adding those into your diet so you can start displacing some of the processed foods and start to get your health back. We've really done a number on ourselves, and in general, the medical establishment, unfortunately, as we look at the statistics, aren't really pulling through for us. We're not getting well. In fact, many times we're getting worse because of the treatments. And so what we're doing is we're looking for natural therapies, nutritional therapies, which of course, there's not billions of dollars in nutritional therapies. It's very simple. You go down to the grocery store and you get yourself some organic celery, organic cilantro, organic dill, organic cucumber, organic lemon, and some turmeric, which is probably not organic, but I peeled it tonight just to give you an idea of what I would do if you came to my house and you were kind of a newbie. This is what I would do for you here. I would take a full bundle of celery. And I would take, this is about 1/3 of a bundle of cilantro because I don't want to overwhelm you. When I make it for myself, I take the full bundle of cilantro. If someone wants to transcribe this down below, that'd be awesome. This is a full-on body healing, deodorizing, alkalinizing recipe for about half the people that wrote to me today. I want to say drink this once a day at least, and then another jar of juice on top of that. And if you're a super champ, you'll drink 3 jars of juice and have 1 jar of pure water, and you'll begin the process of rehydrating not only the extracellular fluids, but also you'll begin the process of starting to hydrate the inside of the cells as well, which generally become dehydrated more chronically than the extracellular fluids. The sodium here in the celery is also beneficial to allow hydration and minerals into the cells. That's why I love celery, and I pretty much drink at least 1 bundle a day, if not 2, and I eat it on my salads and stuff. It's one of my favorite foods. Now, for the cilantro, this is about 1/3 of a bunch. I take a whole bunch. Now, you've got heavy metal detoxification because of the essential oils here in the cilantro. A lot of times it's the essential oils in the foods that heal. That's why I recommend eating as much of your food raw or drinking it as you can. I should get started on this juice so I don't take up too much of your time, but let me explain as well here. This is the dill here is also one of the more deodorizing herbs, as well as, believe it or not, very beneficial for dissolving mucus in the body. And this also has antioxidants in it, as well as the cilantro that helps to neutralize, the dill helps to neutralize a lot of the toxins in the environment. And the cilantro, as well as being a blood purifier, is also helps to chelate heavy metals. And if I don't know if you know this or not, I don't go into geoengineering and chemtrails very much in depth, because what I do is just provide solutions. You're going to have to do your own research on geoengineering, weather modification, and chemtrails. Get savvy about this stuff, because you're going to need to know if you're going to want to preserve your health. The heavy metal toxicity tends to accumulate in the brain and nerves because that's the electrical system of the body. So obviously an electrical system is going to attract those nanoparticulate metals. And those, not only are the nanoparticulate metals in the environment causing havoc in the body and causing pain and inflammation and stiffness and shutting down the vital organs like the thyroid, which of course is then going to shut down the adrenals, and that's going to mean you're going downhill. So we're really trying to wage a plan here. We're trying to create a plan here for detoxification of the barrage of heavy metal toxicity, as well as the billions and billions of pounds of toxicity that is being dumped in our environment. The birds are dying, the insects are dying, the trees are dying, the plants are dying, the fish are dying. Something's going on here, and if you don't want to die, you're going to have to find a way to get savvy to the fruits and vegetables, because that is the medicine. The antioxidants, the bioflavonoids, the polyphenols, the quercetins, and all of the other anti-inflammatory, neutralizing properties in these oils. Like I was saying, you're going to want to make sure that you're not cooking too much of your food. I eat all my food raw because I want all the essential oils. I want the fiber intact, which is also destroyed by heat. See, so there's massive benefits to consuming large amounts of raw fruits and vegetables. The cucumber is going to keep the kidneys functioning, filtering properly, as well as being a diuretic, but not an unhealthy diuretic like coffee or soda or alcohol, but a healthy diuretic which not only cleanses but also hydrates at the same time. You've got diuretics like coffee and the soda and the alcohol and the tea that actually just are diuretics, but they're not hydrating, they're dehydrating. So humans are dehydrated, and the toxins are everywhere in all of the different beauty products. It's in the water, it's in the air. I don't mean to scare you. I'm just trying to make you savvy to know that we're dealing with some pretty harsh stuff here. We're getting sicker and sicker all the time. I see this, you know, and people are having a hard time getting well. So we're pulling out the big guns here with juice recipes like this. I'm going for the 32 ouncer. So get detoxified with these types of green juices. This low glycemic green juice is great because it's non-stimulating to the brain and it's very mellow. So it's just very medicinal. It's calming. It neutralizes acid waste. It builds the blood. It flushes the system. And with the lemon also added in, it tonifies the cells. With the turmeric here, you've got one of the best anti-inflammatory that is, you know, usually the vaccines cause inflammation, the heavy metals cause inflammation, injury, excessive exercise creates inflammation. So stress creates inflammation, processed foods, artificial sugars, the list goes on and on, artificial colors, conditioners. We're strung out on processed food. My job here is just to try to encourage you. I live off fruits and vegetables. I do very well. I like to keep my body hydrated and alkalinized, and that's why I stay slim. That's why I stay energized and flexible. And so I'm just trying to encourage everyone, sharing these types of recipes with you so that you can empower yourselves. Because for me, I never eat or consume anything unless it's medicinal. That's all it is in this world. I enjoy it. Many of you might not enjoy this because your taste buds are so ruined by the chemicals, the MSG, a neurotoxin, the aspartame, neurotoxins everywhere. And so we've got some serious issues going on. So I want to encourage you to use herbs and use vegetables and use fruits to help to clean out and detoxify your body and keep your lymphatic system moving, okay? Eliminate stress and simplify your life. That's what you're gonna have to do if you're gonna wanna survive in this, as the years roll on here, and thrive, you know? So here's the turmeric. I would say a couple of, two nice little pieces. One would be enough. I like that. I might even add more if this is for me, but I'm making this, I'm pretending like I'm making this for the average Joe so that I'm not adding too much of the herbs. I would add about twice as much dill and probably 3 times as much cilantro, okay? I might even add another lemon if it was me. So feel free to play with it. But what I want to encourage people to do that are just starting out, if this kind of thing looks kind of like, whoa, that looks like it's going to taste like grass, dude, which to certain people it does because they're used to MSG, they're used to artificial salt, they're used to artificial sugar, they're used to the conditioners, they're used to the artificial stimulating drugs, yes, that they put in the foods that make you strung out. The fast food restaurants, produce chemicals that get you strung out on their food, and breaking that addiction neurologically is very challenging. And so a lot of times you'll use those foods if you're overweight to displace boredom, anger, fear, pain, lower levels of consciousness. So one of the greatest things that you can do if you're trying to heal yourself is to continue to expand your consciousness with some type of spiritual practice. Whatever that is, whether that's serving at the local YMCA or going to church every Sunday or reading your Bible or reading the Bhagavad Gita, it doesn't matter. But elevating your state of consciousness has shown clinically that you are able to heal from diseases much more rapidly. The people that are willing to meditate, the people that are willing to spend time in a higher field of energy, in a more expanded level of energy, those that are willing to try something new, to see things differently, to be flexible. Oh, so that was turmeric, then lemon, a 3-inch piece of turmeric peeled, 1 lemon, just say a half a bundle of dill. Sometimes bundles of dill are huge at the farmer's market. Sometimes they're really small. So you'll have to eyeball this stuff. You could say maybe 1 cup or 1 handful of dill, 2 handfuls of cilantro or 1 handful of cilantro. If you don't like the cilantro, the parsley works okay. I like there was something that I accidentally forgot in this recipe, and that is that I'm going to bring out some kale here, so excuse me. I'm going to grab a couple pieces of kale, which I really like to throw into this recipe. Here it is. And just like I said, just for the average Joe, for me, I'd put like 6 or 8 leaves into a jar of juice. But for the average Joe, if you're just starting out, put 1 leaf of kale. High minerals, high protein. These are very, very good juices. This is the mean green on Detox Mastery, and I'm just adding that turmeric in there. So those of you that are on the Detox Mastery program right now, I'm pretty much adding turmeric to everything. I'm adding it to my lemon ginger blast. I'm adding it to my mean green here, and I'm also, I'll also throw it in salad dressings a couple times a week. Where I live here, there's quite a bit of toxicity. In fact, if you live in any city, this is Vallejo, which is kind of the Oakland, San Francisco area. There's a lot going on out there, and so as far as the levels of toxicity in the water and the air, and so I'm just really here to try and provide this service here so that you can become empowered. I don't want to really be a scaremonger, and I know a lot of people are, oh, you got your tinfoil hat on, conspiracy theory and all that. Well, I'm going to leave that up to you. Like I said, do your research on these things. Google chemtrails, find out what they are, find out what geoengineering is, and then empower yourself. It hasn't rained. I've lived here for a year. Maybe it's rained 3 times in a year. That's insanity. That's crazy, and we're drying up. Sophia and I were like, why is our skin so dry? We know that it has to do with the water. So tomorrow I have a water filter for our shower coming in that removes fluoride and chlorine. And I did quite a bit of research to find out which one's the best. And there was quite a few independent studies that showed that this little filter removed 100% of chloride and fluorine. I'll have to change it every 3 months, and I will let you know what I think of it once I get it. I can't remember the name of it right now, but when I get it, I will share with you what that is so that you can remove the chloride and the fluorine from your water. The chlorine strips your GI tract of beneficial bacteria if you're drinking it, but bathing in it, same thing, soaks into the bloodstream and really does damage to the beneficial bacteria in your body. You want more beneficial bacteria in your body and less of the harmful bacteria, which is usually the result of, excess undigested food matter in the body, which a lot of it is because of the processed foods, and no one's got that much enzymes, and usually by the time you're in your late 20s or early 30s, that's when your enzymes are just basically wore out, your systems. The pancreas, because of the mineral deficiencies that are rampant in today's day and age, the organs are shutting down. I mean, I see this stuff all day, every day, and since I'm type very slowly, my answers are real simple. So that's why I'm much more efficient and effective here, just working on these videos here so that you can just try this juice out and get this chlorophyll into your blood. Start cleaning up your blood. Start eliminating processed food. And start drinking more juice and eating more fresh fruits and vegetables, And then you're going to find that the digestibility of these foods is much higher, so you'll have more energy. And then you'll also find out that there's a lot of really great benefits to the fruits and vegetables. Like medicine, everybody says no matter what diet you're on, they all say eat more fruits and vegetables. Well, I'm pretty much on a fruit and vegetable diet. Now, I'm a pretty thin guy, but that matters a lot to me. I'd rather just be thin than go over onto the heaviness. I like being thin and spry and sprightly, at this time of my life, And I think a lot of other people would like that too, to where your body is just functioning really well and you feel healthy, and so that you can hang around a little bit longer, on the planet, because I see the numbers. I do a lot of research, and things aren't getting better. We're not living longer. The medical establishment it's failing us. It's never going to work. It can't work. It's not designed to work. It's not designed to get you well. It's really a monetary system. And so where's the incentive for you to get well if someone's going to lose money when you do get well? So it goes way up and it comes way down, but at the grassroots, we pretty much have to take care of ourselves. That's all there is to it. So I hope that I can be of some service to you here by bringing some very simple, basic ideas, sharing what I can, doing what I can to help you to understand a little bit more about the physiology of the body and the benefits of raw foods and green juices, and using those natural enzyme-rich foods that are filled with distilled water. Oranges, grapes are amazing. The citrus fruits are amazing for the human body. Apples are amazing. All of these herbs. So a nice variety creates a nice dynamic human being. You saw the color of the turmeric. You're going to want to look at the colors of the rainbow. Look at the colors of the foods that you're eating. The more colors that you get from the raw fruits and vegetables, the more healthier, nice your skin is going to look. It'll keep the blood vessels clear. And you want to particularly avoid the tap water for that too, because and also another thing that I find very interesting is the processed salt with sand and glass, which cuts up they say the salt with the blood pressure. But the problem is that the crappy low quality salts have glass and sand in them, and they just cut up all your blood vessels along the way. And then the body produces cholesterol to try to heal up all those minute lacerations, and then the arteries get clogged, and then you have the heart problems and the congestive issues in the blood vessels and whatnot. So, these little things are certain types of things that people don't really think about. So they blame the salt, but it's not a high quality salt. It's the low quality salt that actually is causing the damage to the blood vessels and to the heart. And so there's that congestive heart failure, and then the heart attacks are huge, and everybody's got them. But things like this with the green juices puts you on a whole nother level and can help you to start. You get obviously you get the low quality salts out. You use some nice Celtic sea salt or some Himalayan pink salt, and you get out the low quality salts with no minerals in them anyways, except iodine, which is ridiculous. Just get that from your kelp, you know what I mean? And get that from your dulse, seaweeds, to get your iodine to keep your thyroid going. And it's in fruits and vegetables as well too, but in more minute qualities, and it also has to be added into the soil. Some farmers are savvy to that, some are not. That's why you want to have a nice variety of fruits and vegetables day in and day out as the year goes and progresses, okay? So anyways, that's pretty much all that I can do today. I would keep on rapping, but I'll just make these videos and knock it out, say a few things. I don't even remember what I said or what I was talking about, but I just roll and flow, and it comes from the love in my heart. That's the #1 thing that's going to help to heal you, is love. So you got to really learn to love yourself and learn to take care of the temple that you've been given. The temple of your spirit is your body, and we don't want to put too much emphasis on it. But to be a good steward of the body is very important, you know. So that, because if you're in pain, it's very hard to be of service to mankind. You know what I mean? And you'll relate sometimes that pain will be coming from also some deeper issues. That's why I said expand your consciousness. You know, find some type of spiritual practice to pull yourself beyond where you are now, to stretch your mind a little bit, to say, you know, to your pastor, oh, those are interesting ideas. You know, I've gone to many churches throughout my life, and it's amazing how many people just, they take only what this guy, he's up there, and he's just a regular dude just like the rest of us, and they say, what he says is the truth. You know, you kind of be like, oh, my pastor, he's cool. He's got a lot of love, and he loves God, and that's good. And that's what you want. But if you start getting too hard and crunchy around the edges about such and such, you know, 3:30 on Tuesday is the time when you got to take your left boot off and shake holy water into it. If you don't do it at 3:30, then it's a sin. And, you know, you start getting in all the details of religion, and your mind gets so hardened. But that's not what you want. You don't want to really get too much into the content of the mind, but you want to be more spacious, more surrendered, more fluid, and more flexible. Now, the diet helps with that. And the mind being more flexible also helps you to eat better. So it's a two-way street. You want to be doing both. You're expanding your mind with spiritual information, good YouTube videos, you know, or whatever your experience is, to expand yourself a little bit more. Say, those ideas are interesting. You know, you don't have to say, no, that's wrong, you know, because then you set yourself up for that duality, for that right versus wrong. And once you've got the right versus wrong, or the knowledge of good and evil, you see what I'm saying? There was an innocence there, and it still remains within us. And it's that innocence where we are able to heal. We're able to heal within that innocence once we see that we are innocent. You see? Because the guilt, the unconscious guilt, is a large factor in our pain. You see? And I know because I've experienced this myself. And so what we're trying to continue to do is expand love for ourselves, release the unconscious guilt. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as we can do that, we create more flexibility, less self-criticism, and a lot of the blocks to the energy flow can be relinquished, and we can continue to expand and stay healthy and stay flexible. So that's my mission, to help you to eat more fruits and vegetables, to think about a few different little things every once in a while to throw in there, and then I'm going to just slam this back. So thank you for watching this video, and thanks for giving it a thumbs up, and thank you for sharing this video with your friends and family on Facebook if you think that they can use this type of thing and maybe a little bit of this information that was shared here today. I sure do appreciate your time. It's such an honor and a privilege to share this time with you. Thank you for giving me this purpose by being here, and love is the answer, you know. So remember that, and just keep on loving yourself, you know. Just keep on loving yourself. Oh, for me, it's just, I know some people are not going to be able to dig it. It's just start out smaller, you know, cut it in half, drink 16 ounces. For me, this is divinity. It's just medicine for my body. My body soaks it up, it loves it. Oh, it's so soothing and cooling. So nutrient rich. Minerals, vitamins, chlorophyll, antioxidants, heavy metal detoxifiers. Take care of yourself, my friend. Thank you.